Now, let's get back to that breaking news out of Virginia Beach. A crash kills 3 people on Shore Drive.
13 News Now reporter Robert Boyd is live as investigators piece together what went wrong.
Well, David and Regina, that's absolutely correct. Police are still investigating the exact cause of this crash, but considering how much it's been raining and how wet these highways are, you do have to wonder if the weather was somehow a factor. Now, police say it all happened around 9:40 this morning at the 5500 block of Shore Drive. A BMW was traveling eastbound when the driver lost control, went across the median and collided with a Hyundai going in the opposite direction. Both vehicles suffering tremendous front-end damage. The driver and passenger of the BMW, as well as the driver of the Hyundai, were all killed. Their names have yet to be released. Right now, all lanes here in the 5500 block of Shoreline Drive have been reopened. However, if you are driving out there tonight, please be careful because it continues to rain. These roads are very slick. It definitely would be a good idea to slow down. Live in Virginia Beach, Robert Boyd, 13 News Now.